Justin Texas, run! Oh my goodness, the goalie stops it!
My name is Isaac Perez.
Where are you from, Isaac?
I'm from Boston, Massachusetts.
What made you want to play soccer?
My family, like from my uncle to my dad to like my granddad, my brother, been in the family. I just kind of grew into it.
Which soccer team do you support?
Manchester United. Also a Barca fan though.
Also a Barca fan.
Also a Barca fan.
What player did you look up to when you first became a goalkeeper?
The one who impacted me the most, probably Iker Casillas.
Yes.
Great goalkeeper.
Great goalkeeper.
I loved it. I watch the highlights even now, just before a game, just so I get hyped up.
Explain your pathway from your career, how you came from
So like
school to NGA.
high school, that's when I got like into an official team. High school, 4 years. First year I played varsity, but I actually played center mid. And then after that, I got moved to goalkeeper. And so for the next 3 years, I played goalkeeper. Right after high school, I ended up going to Spain. I played for an academy. It was affiliated with the club that I played with. So my coach pretty much told me about the academy, and then he told me, like, I think you should like go for it, because it was the first year. So he was like, hey, I think you should take the opportunity. It's a good opportunity. My parents supported me, my brother and all that. So after that, I ended up going to Spain 10 months. Give or take, it was about 10 months. After that, I went to Guatemala, which was a great experience. That was the best experience of my life. And then after Guatemala, a year, came to MGA.
That's an extensive career.
It's a big journey.
You've got already, yeah. In Spain, your first year after high school, what was the soccer like? How different was it from what you were used to in high school?
Most people were a lot better than what I expected. Like, because like while I was in high school, like I was only used to the level that of people around me. Other people from all around the world, you know, like it's just talent that I had never seen before. Like people play different they have their own different styles of play and stuff like that. So the level, it shocked me at first. Like I was able to compete. I got my minutes. I played as well. I got my highlights or whatever. But like I took it as a shock. But you know, I adapted, got used to it.
Did you find it difficult competing for a goalkeeper spot?
The other goalkeeper that we had in the academy was also, he was very good. We both competed. I mean, we probably got like an equal amount of minutes, because it was hard for the coaches to choose between us. There was 3 keepers, but it was just us 2 that was always competing most of the time.
After Spain, in Guatemala, how was that like?
The standard was a lot better than in Spain, actually. Just for the fact that by that time, it's like the club that I played for, it was a professional club, so they had like quality players there. Took longer to adapt. Like honestly, the first 2 weeks when I was in Guatemala were brutal for me. The weather, the players, the atmosphere, it was the culture. It was all new to me. It took longer, but I felt like I knew what to expect. I knew that things were gonna be different. Things weren't gonna be the same. So I was ready to adapt. Not like when I was in Spain, because it was the first time away from home.
What was it like competing for a spot in Guatemala?
My first season when I was there, I barely got minutes. I probably played like a half or 2 of games. It took me a lot longer to get my starting position when I was in Guatemala. It took me like a season and a half maybe. After a season and a half, the coach was like, hey, we're gonna give him a chance. So it took me a while, but I got it. I got it.
Yeah, let's talk about that. So you've been here for 2 years now.
2 years.
This is your 2nd year. However, the first year that you were here, you weren't able to play. What happened?
Practice.
What happened there?
So basically, after high school, you get your gap year to do whatever you want before you decide to go to college. But since I took the first year to Spain and the 2nd year to Guatemala, after that gap year, technically you're not supposed to play soccer anywhere else. And because of me going to Guatemala, I wasn't able to play my first year here at MGA. But mentally it was frustrating because like I wanted to play. My coaches, my teammates, and even myself knew that I had the talent to play. Especially because like me thinking I could like maybe make a difference on the team, but not being able to. It was mentally frustrating.
Your first year, as we already discussed,
Yes.
you weren't able to play. However, this year you've been eligible and you got your first game for MGA against Dalton State. Tell us about the game. How did it go for you?
For me, I think I had a good performance. For the team, it did not go well, but I was happy with the way I performed. Obviously, I wanted to keep a clean sheet, but I still think I had an impact in the score. Like, I feel like it could have been a lot more. I definitely had, like, key saves, penalty save.
Exactly, penalty.
Total flex.
Penalty.
Commentator was hyping me up. So, insert clip now.
Justin Texas, run! Oh my goodness, the goalie stops it! Dangerous kick is delivered. Finds a target. It's live in the box. Still goes live. Oh my goodness, what a stop! Give you a replay of how great of a save that was from the goalkeeper. The reflexes necessary for that.
After a year out, you came back, you saved the penalty and played well. Doesn't that show that your hard work has paid off?
Yes. The way that I performed showed that I was ready to play for MGA. It wasn't like I took my time like as a joke being there for a year not doing nothing. Like I was preparing myself. And we still didn't get the score we wanted, but like I said, I performed well. I was happy with my performance.
What are your goals and aspirations for your soccer career going forward?
After the end of this year, I still my plans are still to come back to MGA to play the next season. I still want to play those 8 games, hopefully perform well, get good highlights, and try and go somewhere else.
What are your goals in terms of your whole career? Like what are your aspirations?
If I had to like set a goal for myself for a league that I wanted to play in, the MLS. Just cause like I know MLS for some people is like, wow, it's not that good of a league. It's still professional. It's like, and I'll be able to stay close to home. I kind of want to stay in the MLS. I would prefer to play with New England Revolution because that's like closer to home. But anywhere in the MLS, I'd be satisfied. Like I'd say I reached my goal.
Oh yeah, definitely. You've been to a lot of different places, but what was your favorite experience over the years?
Soccer-wise, I'd say Guatemala. Just because the level was a lot better out of all 3, out of MGA, out of Guatemala, out of Spain. It was a good experience. Also because I was getting that professional training. It wasn't like how I train now, or not how I train in high school, or not how I train in Spain. It was a lot more intense when I got to Guatemala. So it was also soccer-wise, it was probably the best experience. But culture-wise, honestly, MGA, just because I've met people like you from England, Jovan from Serbia, like just people from everywhere, and that's, that was, culture-wise, it was great. Or it is great because I'm still here, so.
I think we should have a clip